and welcome to the evening news for today, Monday, April 11, 2022. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. President Ali announces major transformation of Region 6 with new international stadium and modern hotels. Region 7 engineer admits to certifying works without inspection. Government to lease lands in Region 6 and 10 as hemp laws coming next month. 14-year-old girl killed by speeding biker at SOPHIA, and 1 year later, mother pleading for justice for son killed in hit and run. Now for the news in detail. Region 6 will, in the coming years, undergo a period of massive economic and infrastructural transformation, President Dr. Irfan Ali announced today during an outreach to the ancient county. In our lead story tonight, Andrew Carmichael reports that the Guyanese head of state unveiled plans to construct an international stadium and urban center at Palmyra, as well as state-of-the-art hotels and malls. Here's more.
Looking at some of the plans ahead, President Ali announced that an international stadium will be shortly be coming to Region 6, while pointing out also that the airstrip in Kanji should be upgraded to a municipal airstrip. That is something like the one they have at Ogo.
To support that national stadium, we are going to build an entire new urban centers. We already have proposal for a state-of-the-art modern hotel, malls, private hospitals, and a whole lot more of other commercial activity that will come here and will commence before the end of this year. These are the real plans. We're talking about connecting the Kanji Rose Hall Aerodrome.
$104 billion of disposable income has been made available to the residents of this region. That's what the president said, and this money does not include the disposable income that has been made available to the 600 sugar workers who are now employed of the 900 who were severed when the two of the three estates in the region were closed. According to the president, in the uniform allowance, $122 million, and that's just in Region 6 here, $613 million in the Because We Care cash grant, and $108 million in terms of in textbooks that were given to children. The president also pointed out that very soon, students of secondary schools will also be given textbooks.
Let me just tell you two things. Now, one, the New Amsterdam Technical Institute that must be able to have modern equipment to train the young people in the skills that is necessary for the future of our country. We are investing $50 million in the purchase of new equipment for the New Amsterdam Technical Institute. But yes, much more than this. You know Frankie? You listen to Frankie music? Much more than this. Region 6 will be the home for the Guyana Technical Training Center, our national training center. The Guyana National Training Center will be here in Region 6. This is the center that will train our young people in Guyana in different areas for oil and gas. And guess what? The Hospitality Institute will be part of that center. These are the investments. Not only are we talking about the billions of dollars we'll be spending in community roads and the park that we're going to create in New Amsterdam and the widening and resurfacing of the entire road, the public road from New Amsterdam to Molson Creek, and the expansion of it from Molson Creek to open up thousands of new acres of land for people to go to farm. Not only are that the key infrastructure.
From East Kanji Welfare Community Center, for the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
An engineer attached to Region 7 was on Monday placed in the hot seat before the Public Accounts Committee, where he admitted to certifying works on river defenses in Bartica without inspecting it. Gerald Bryan reports.
The PAC is presently examining the Auditor General's 2017 and 2018 reports pertaining to the Region 7 RDC. Regional Executive Officer Corwin Ward was quizzed on the Auditor General's red flagging of a $4.7 million contract for river defense at Agatash, Baratika. Two different valuation amounts were attached to the document certifying the works done, one in the sum of $2 million and another in the sum of $3.6 million. Neither of these sums corresponded with the payment amount requested by the contractor only 2 days after he signed the contract. However, both Ward and his technical officer present next to him, a regional engineer, were none the wiser about how this anomaly occurred. In fact, the engineer admitted under questioning by PAC member 1 INT'L that he accepted the word of overseer Andrew Chandra without measuring the works himself.
According to the records reviewed, payments for this contract were made in 4 parts.
We already heard that, sir.
Yes, sir. And that the payment would have been processed based on valuations, or should have been processed based on valuations equating to this amount. So I can't see how it is that for the valuation 1 and 2.
You can't see these amounts were certified.
Did you certify these valuations?
Yes, sir. To my knowledge, based on the records that are you recently provided.
The records. You are integrally a part of those records because you certify the evaluation. So we mean based on the records.
And REOs don't act on, REOs act on guidance from technical staff. So let's get that clear.
According to the engineer, the works were directly managed by the overseer, after which he certified the payments. This has been a sore issue for some time with the PAC, whereby works were being certified without being measured. This is a practice that is a major contributor to overpayments on public projects. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
The Guyana government will soon be leasing lands in Region 6 and 10 to persons interested in getting into hemp cultivation, as moves are afoot to enact the necessary legislation for this as early as next month. This announcement was made by Vice President Bara Jagdeo on Sunday whilst addressing members of the public during a community outreach at Riverton, Region 6. Fiona Morrison has the details.
Next month we are looking at passing legislation for hemp.
Vice President Dr. Bara Jagdeo on Sunday during a community outreach at Riverton, speaking about the benefits of the hemp industry.
They can make like this oils, soaps, rope, fabric, a whole range of manufacturing. It's like a big tree that they use to do this. So we are identifying 2 parts of the country to do this, in Region 10 and Region 6. Region 6 because these places have higher unemployment. Like they have no closed down sugar practically in this region. So outside of that, so we'll probably lease out bits of land to people to grow the hemp, and then they can sell it to the factory to process it.
According to him, this, along with the other investments being made by the government in areas such as agriculture, will generate thousands of jobs for Guyanese. Attorney General Anil Nandalal had announced about a week ago that the first draft of the hemp bill has been completed and is being reviewed. President Dr. Irfan Ali has repeatedly talked about the benefits that a lucrative hemp industry can bring for Guyana. In fact, the Guyanese head of state had announced his intention of meeting with the marijuana farmers on the possibility of them taking advantage of the hemp industry. He said it is a legal way for them to make money. Hemp seeds are particularly rich in healthy fats, including omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids that are known for improving heart health by reducing cholesterol and blood pressure.
6 new cases of the novel coronavirus have been recorded, taking the total positives detected to date to 63,332. There are 3 persons in the ICU, 9 in institutional isolation, and 97 in home isolation. A total of 21 individuals are in institutional quarantine, while 61,997 have recovered, and 1,226 have died as a result of the virus. Coming up, 1 dead after motorcycles collide in Linden accident, and government pushes to license Guyanese fishermen despite resistance by some Surinamese, says VP. Do stay with us, more news ahead.
Did you know that when you leave your property unoccupied and unmanaged, it deteriorates much faster than you can imagine? Then before you know it, much of your hard-earned investment is wasted. At Hand in Hand Trust Corporation, property management is our business. Whether you travel for long periods, live overseas, or have several properties that require managing, let us at Hand in Hand Trust Corporation take care of this for you. Your property is safe with us. Hand in Hand Trust Corporation Incorporated, a member of the Hand in Hand Group of Companies.
Your child needs nutrients every day. Enfagrow has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. Enfagrow has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with Enfagrow. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
Oh, how I love my Fruta. Wherever you're pouring, I know if you love Fruta as much as I do, you'd go for the 1 liter. It's the same great taste, same trusted goodness, packed with vitamins for the whole family. But now it's just a whole lot more for you to enjoy. Only $380 nationwide. Fruta.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. A young man was on Sunday morning killed following the collision of 2 motorcycles at 1 Mile Public Road, Wismar, Linden. The incident occurred at around 7:45 hours and claimed the life of 18-year-old Odell Taylor, who was one of the motorcyclists. The other motorcyclist, identified as 22-year-old David Narain, fled the scene after the crash. The impact of the collision caused Taylor, who was not wearing a helmet at the time, to fall on the road surface where his head struck a concrete culvert, causing him to receive injuries. He was picked up by public-spirited citizens and taken to the Linden Hospital complex where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Tragedy has struck again for a mother of 11 who is now gearing up to deal with the loss of her 14-year-old daughter who was killed in an accident caused by a speeding and reckless motorcyclist. In fact, the 52-year-old woman is still waiting for justice for her 18-year-old son who was murdered in 2018. Shane Marks reports.
At around midday on Sunday, 14-year-old Makeda Quick and her younger sister were riding their bicycles to visit their grandfather, who resides nearby in the community of SOPHIA, Greater Georgetown. As they were riding, the sisters noticed a speeding motorcyclist traversing the roadway, causing them to pull into the corner and wait until he passed. However, the 21-year-old unlicensed biker lost control of the vehicle and crashed into Makeda, causing her to pitch several feet into the air. The woman's grief-stricken mother, Melissa Vossi, in an interview with the Evening News, said she was with her little girl when she took her last breath.
Serafina was riding this bicycle here, and the other sister had another bicycle which she riding. And I get a call from a boy. He said, come Auntie Jackie. He said, I want to tell you something. He said, Makeda just get knocked down. I said, So I asked Sirf, what went wrong, and then she said, she tell Mickey to stand up in the car now because it's biting right in the bicycle and doing, let's call it butterfly. That's lying on the motorbike. So she tell Mickey to go in the car and Mickey to stand up in the car and waiting for the pass, and she said this boy just come in the car and knock Mickey down. Put she up in the air, she go up in the air with the bicycle and the bicycle come down first and then she come down behind the bicycle. And then afterwards, another boy push in the car, the driver, and the person knocked you down on the motorbike with somebody else. And same time I see the passing and I stop the car and I jump in. And then the front of the car hit the glass. And then I asked the driver what really going on there. And then me daughter went and I said, they shut up, she get and she finished there.
The situation comes as a great shock to the 52-year-old woman who is still dealing with the murder of her 18-year-old son, Elijah Chesney, which occurred in 2019. A 17-year-old has since been sent to the Juvenile Holding Center for the offense.
I ain't getting no justice with. So this is the second person. He case didn't even start yet, and now I have another case peddling. So I don't know how it really deal with her, but I just asking God for faith and health and strength. But it ain't easy. Who feels it knows it in life. I know my son get licks. And my son, they throw acid on his skin, and then shoot. Take away his money in the bag and everything. But God don't sleep. He don't sleep at all, and I got to get justice for both of them.
Meanwhile, the 21-year-old biker who caused our little girl's demise is presently under police guard at the Georgetown Public Hospital. Vossi, a teacher, says she has taught the young man as a child. The grieving mother says her focus now is on ensuring her other children live to see better days ahead. Shane Marks.
More than 1 year ago, a 29-year-old man was killed in a hit-and-run accident at Fowlis, East Coast, Demerara, and today the grieving family is yet to receive justice. Shane Marks joins us again with this report on the victim's mother, who is pleading with the Guyana Police Force to ramp up their efforts in locating her son's killer. Here's the story.
On January 29, 2021, 29-year-old Travis Wickham was riding a motorcycle at Enmore, East Coast, Demerara, when he was struck down and killed by a speeding car, which then fled the scene. Wickham, a welder, was on his way to visit his girlfriend at the time. Today, more than a year later, police are yet to make an arrest. The victim's mother, Shondell Wickham, who resides in Suriname, told the Evening News that it will soon make a year since she last received an update on the case from the Guyana Police Force.
The last person I go and see, the commander tell me say that the people going back for inquest and it will be out of day and the story will throw over to the High Court. So from August to now, I have not heard anything. We have not heard anything about my son case.
Travis was her only son amongst her 5 children. According to her, he also took care of her younger child while she was in Suriname working.
He was my best child. He was my best. He never answered me back, even though I row with him. He never answer me back. He never died no problem. He never fight from nursery to secondary. He went to TI. He never died in no problem. Never. Anybody in the village, in the area who know he could testify about that. He was a church boy. When November get him more big, just want to do them certain things, but he never had no problem with nobody. I do not know what would have happened if I was over in Guyana when my son died, because the way how I behave over here in Suriname, I do not know what would have happened. But when I get the news that my son died, all I ask God to give me strength, to carry me through. I ask him, I pray.
The grieving mother has expressed her disappointment in the Guyana Police Force, saying the ranks should have done their jobs more efficiently.
I would like the Guyana Police Force, they should do their work properly, because in a case like a hit and run, that's for sure that when a person when it have an accident and it have a somebody die and the person that and the person drive away, that for sure that is the person was wrong, because if the person wasn't wrong, they would have stopped for no. It's who knocked them. They would have stopped for no. It's what knocked them vehicle or who knocked them vehicle. They would never drive away. And she left my son and she drove away. So I need the Guyana police force to do their job properly and look into my son matter. I need justice for my son. I need it.
Shane Marks, The Evening News.
The Guyana government will continue to do all it can to ensure that fishermen on the Quarantine are licensed to operate on the Quarantine River, despite forces in the neighboring country plotting against this. This is according to Vice President Bara Jagdeo, who met with fisherfolk on the Quarantine on Saturday afternoon. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael reports.
Following a high-level meeting in Guyana during August 2021 between President Dr. Irfan Ali and Suriname's head of state, President Chandraka Prasad Santokhi, the two leaders issued a joint statement indicating that the age-old issue of license for Guyanese fisherfolk allowing them to operate in Suriname territorial waters will be addressed. Currently, the licenses are issued to Suriname businessmen at $100 per year and rented to Guyanese fisherfolk at $3,000 annually. Fisherfolk are also claiming discrimination by Suriname authorities, saying that they are harassed and sometimes forced to pay high fines to operate on waters under Suriname control, including the Quarantine River. According to the Vice President, government will commit to keeping the pressure up while talking all the time to ensure that the local fisherfolk have a license issued in their names.
But we dealing with it means we have to wait on them. We can't make the decisions because it's another country. It's another country. And it's their waters we're talking about. So today we're here to listen again, so that you have no doubt in your mind where our sympathies are. You have no doubt in that. For never for one moment should a fisherman of this country ever doubt where the PPP sympathies are. It's just that we're in the same boat with you, trying to get this solved. For a long time.
About 150 boats operate from the number 66 Fishermen's Co-op Society, employing about 800 fishermen directly. Additionally, some 200 persons are employed to provide services which include transportation, fish vending, and repairs to machinery and equipment. Currently, most of the boats are 40 feet in length, and they are now asked to be reduced to 30 feet in length. Chairman of the Fishing Co-op, Parmeshwar Jainarayan, argues that because of the amount of ice they need to store during a fishing expedition and the 100 pounds of seine they carry, using the suggested smaller boats will not be worth the while. Fisherfolk are also required to have their boats stay on the Suriname side of the Quarantine River.
No, it's not practical for us to park our boats inside. For one, we own the boat. How we can carry our boats to park in another country? Who will watch it over? Who will take care of it? When our boats are parked at 66, we have 24-hour security. We have cameras. We have workers who are paid to secure these boats, make sure they tie properly and tie secure. When you carry boats in Suriname, no one will be taking care of you. The boats, who will bail your boat? When the boat ready to go out to sea, how will the workers come to the boat? How like your engine, like your load out for water work. Whenever you start in the engine carburetor black. You can go and get a mechanic and fix it. 10 minutes. You boat in Suriname, how you can do that? You cannot do that. So it's not practical for us to park.
Each of the fishing boats is valued at over $4 million. The co-op chairman said the middlemen are now taking back the license that are currently rented to fishermen who do not comply with the new regulations. Already, 4 licenses have been reclaimed. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
In a move to ensure easier access to a variety of government services to businesses headquartered in Region 6, the Central Quarantine Chamber of Commerce has launched the Help Desk. Here is our Berbice correspondent, Andrew Carmichael, again with this story.
Through this initiative, the Central Quarantine Chamber of Commerce will train persons to be of assistance to businesses as well as ordinary citizens in Region 6 who are seeking government services that are exclusively offered in Georgetown. This was announced by Secretary of the Chamber, Catherine Passad, during a recent press conference.
If someone is interested in a loan, instead of going to Georgetown directly or calling that office, they can come to our office and our staff can steer them into the right path. Thank you.
The loan that he's talking about, the ministry has a loan for young, small businesses, up to $30 million. This is run right now by GBTI and Republic Bank. And this is something that can be used by small businesses. The loans are up to $30 million at 6% interest rate. And any grant program also that the ministry runs, we are going to have information on those grant programs also, so that we would like the ministry's services to be accessed by our nation. Because I don't think, to be honest with you, I was not aware that we have a small business loan that people can access for up to $30 million. And I was only aware of that up to last Friday.
Chamber President Mohammed Rafiq explained that several government agencies offer services which are not widely publicized. Hence, only privileged persons can access them and benefit.
We are putting it out there. If there's any ministry of the government who think, if any of the ministries feel that we can assist in disseminating their services to Boris, you are welcome to come to us. As we have the facilities here, we have the facilities, we have the people here, and we just want to make use of it.
Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Tuesday, April 12th at 1 hour for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Tuesday, April 12th at 13:30 hours for a period of 1.5 hours.
Easter swimming program restarts after 2 years of inactivity, and Lady Jags hunting a win in Trinidad tomorrow. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality, or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Satco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store, located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rijnveld.
It happens. Your septic tank is full. All the waste from your toilet goes into your septic tank through the sewage line. When your tank is full, the two most common indicators are an overflowing tank and an overflowing toilet. It is recommended that Sevon's Waste Management empty your septic tank every 2 to 3 years to avoid any embarrassment. And before you can say, shh, it's gone. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455 or 218-1156.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality, men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands, and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Your child needs nutrients every day. Enfagrow has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. Enfagrow has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with Enfagrow. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
Oh, how I love my Fruta. Wherever you're pouring, I know if you love Fruta as much as I do, you'd go for the 1 liter. It's the same great taste, same trusted goodness, packed with vitamins for the whole family. But now it's just a whole lot more for you to enjoy. Only $380 nationwide. Fruta.